Well, the job's done and it's all over. If you're seeing this, I'm not here and you've won. So I've been involved in a systemic conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, which has been a vile victimisation of me and a profound injustice and human rights abuse, which was valued and validated by my NDIS worker. That's been going for years. It robbed me of all prosperity. It vilified me for mental illness, and I'm owed multi-millions of dollars. But I can't get a lawyer. In my 50 whole years and all these legal issues amounting to multi-millions of dollars, I've never had one lawyer or advocate to stick up for me or to take it through to conclusion. It's political, it's systemic, it's been brutal, and I've lived in poverty for years, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get any justice soon. That's why I'm not here. I'm at Alinda, I'm in the forest. You'll find me eventually. This has been a brutal oppression of me, and it is literally a conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. I had a choice to stay where I was and be made homeless, lose my dog. I've lost everything else. Got no friends, got no family, got no rights before the law, no equality before the law. I've been taken advantage of, I've been exploited, I've been framed, I've been investigated, and I've been persecuted. I've been had medical experiments done on me and forcibly injected with mind-numbing medication for my delusions of persecution. This abominable mistreatment of me really reached a early peak in 2021 when I killed myself in Werribee Mercy Hospital, and it was deemed a fatal injury and a lethal attempt. I wasn't mucking around, and I was revived from death, and I now have a cognitive brain impairment, which makes it difficult to think and remember things, and it's never been acknowledged. There's a cover-up at the hospital, there's a cover-up with the police, who then knew of my former relationship with ASIO employee Steve Isonides, and they absolutely knew we were together, and the whole government was complicit in my exploitation in that relationship because David Irvine knew. And the police literally ran me out of my home and out of town because they threatened me with a piece of legislation called the Mental Health Act. And I know the world has no value for me. It really doesn't. And it's within my remit now to choose what to do with that. If you have nothing, no one, no rights before the law, no equality before the law, you have no friends, barely, you have no family members who will stick up for you, and you've been utterly vilified, victimised, oppressed to death, revived, and then have it covered up, and then only to have you survive, and the only people that are interested in your life are the mental health team. They refuse to acknowledge me. They know that there's this conspiracy happening because Dylan Darmage actually emailed Africa and HCF saying, you're hurting him, you're actually hurting him. And there's been no outcome to that. I've tried to call today, I've tried to call friends, tried to call my family members. They won't have a bar of me. Why? Because I'm an independent thinker. And people don't like when you're an independent thinker. People prefer you to just blend in. And people like to be normal. And people like to be lemmings. And they like to follow others. I've never been that person. And my PhD proves it. That's another reason I'm exploited. So fuck you. Fuck all of you. And I think, as public officials, such as the cops who persecute me, and public officials paid up to $500,000 a year to toe the party line because they don't want to dob into their mate to the Australian Human Rights Commission or AFCA or the Health Complaints Commissioner or the Ombudsman or the Office of Prime Minister and Cabinet, or really indeed anywhere. And that exactly details this conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, which does me harm. You've done me harm. You've done me the ultimate harm. I'm no longer here. You'll have to fucking come and find the body. See you, cunts. It's been fun. Hey, be easy on yourselves. Don't judge yourself too much for your role in my persecution and your role in my death. I might mention a few here. Officer Prime Minister and Cabinet, Tim Goss, Liz Lindbergh, Kate Watson, Member Pennell. You're all cunts. You're all guided by the dollar, and you all know it. And you all know explicitly that you aimed to cause me financial harm, and that this was dealt systemically and politically. And in your conceded positions of privilege, you then acted to direct or deflect or redact my prosperity. And that was a methodology that killed me. A final fuck you to everyone.